And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the disconnect earlier. We did disconnect in the middle of the ace match of Dark versus Wayne, and we do have our results. Again, I apologize. I have no control over it. The internet just dies during ESL Americas specifically. I've noticed that. It is midday here in Australia, and every week during ESL Americas, middle of the day, there's a disconnect. Like, we're fine for every other broadcast, for OC King of the Hill, for ESL Asia, for WTL, everything is perfectly fine. But here, midday, nah, mate, smooth. But regardless, we are here in the semifinals, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have the Danish Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerga player representing Starlight Twinkle. He just took down Dark. It is Wayne. And we do have just a hatchet pool opener here from Wayne as well. For those wondering, if I do disconnect for a second time, then I will be I won't come back. I don't want to be a disturbance to the players. I don't want to negatively impact their experience and their games and their play. So if the internet does cut out for a second time, then we will be ending the stream and just going to be giving another one of the casters a raid instead. That is going to be our plan. Regardless, for the time being, we're getting into our standard numbers. It's going to be a hatch gas pool from our Zerg player. Likewise, we have a Gate Cyber Expand as well from our Protoss. Standard stuff. Everything as it should. When it came to the ace match of Wayne versus Dark, again, we did end up raiding Zombie Grub, so hopefully you were able to catch the tail end of that. But we were getting into it, and it was an all-in. It was a Ling Flood into a Roach-based all-in with +1 carapace, and Dark was too greedy. He was caught off guard, and he died. Did go down to Wayne in that ZBZ. And now he has made his way over to the semifinals, where he's had the Danish Protoss waiting for him. MaxPax, of course, the best Protoss in all of Europe, the heavy favorite player here to go for a deep run and maybe even take the entire event. But we'll see. We shall see, as we do have a Stargate opener from MaxPax. Looking pretty normal, looking pretty standard. When it comes to this map itself, again, there are certain features like this kind of half-rich Vespene or half-rich gas. Why do I keep saying gas? Half-rich base here, which can be taken, which we have seen in the past, but it's very exposed, very out in the open. A very vulnerable base to take, as Wayne is making a wave of, I would say, safety links at this point, just to be secure against the eventual Adepts. It's going to be an Oracle opener from MaxPax. Is going to be moving out. And yeah, we're just kind of getting into our game. Sorry, I'm just like getting my bearings. I'm just trying to get my bearings after everything that did occur. I'm smudging a little bit, Papi. I'm smudging a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. As the third base is being taken. Oh, the Lings do get here in time, though. It will get a delay on that third. Very nicely done. Third is going to be shut down for a moment here, as MaxPax is still going to be working on it. Meanwhile, the Oracle does get across the map. The Queens are in position. We have 2 Queens here at the third base. We have 2 Queens in the main. The Oracle is going to be sharking around at that natural, but the Spore finishes up in time, and this Spore gets 0... Sorry, this Spore? The Oracle gets 0 damage done for now. Second Oracle does join the fray. With 2 Oracles, you can one-shot workers. So MaxPax is looking for some more damage, looking for some more drones. Does get 1. Gets 2 in total, but that's a lot of damage already on one of those Oracles. Queens are getting in position, and the Oracles survive, but they only get 3 worker kills. So far, really good defense out of Wayne. This could have been so much worse, but he does minimize his losses for the time being. At the same time, he's going for a big lane counter-attack, but we have plenty of Adepts in position. 6 Adepts are here back at home. Lings won't find too much damage at all. Meanwhile, MaxPax isn't done. He dips in once again. 2 more drones go down here at the natural. And that's a massive amount of adepts coming across the map as well. Oh, the pressure is on. Can Wayne keep up? As MaxPax is slowly pushing himself up this ramp, getting on top of a queen. Oh. Canceling that shade and getting quite a number of drones. 3 workers will go down. 4, 5. Good target firing here out of MaxPax. At the same time, the Oracles, they come back in to pick off whatever they can that's left. 7 workers in total. 12 in total throughout the course of this game. But with the death of these adepts, this third base is that much more exposed. And the Lings, they do flood in. Stalkers, they're going to be going down as well. The Oracles, they have to race back home. And even though MaxPax did so much damage across the map, he's being punished for it heavily here, as every single worker at this third base is going to fall. The Oracles, they get home, but they do not have enough energy. They're out. They're out of energy, but the Lings are stuck. Lings almost walled in. But a great amount of counter damage was dealt. 15 probes. Again, Wayne did recognize that MaxPax had spent most of his army harassing. Was able to punish MaxPax. And Wayne takes that center base. Bold move, a risky base to take. But he is going for it. I believe the Oracles have spotted it. Yes, they have. And I'm pretty sure Wayne is going to be forced to cancel. I don't think he can hold on to this space. The Queens are waddling on in, but the Stalkers are already here, and we will force a cancel. Oof. So do get a cancel on that hatchery. Across the map, a Dropper is being set up. Okay. Dropper is slipping into the natural. Stalkers push back in. And yeah, Wayne is forced to take a more standard 4th base instead. Here comes that Dropper Lord. The Lings, the Hydras have arrived. Yeah, that Ling drop into the main base is going to get some damage done. A couple of probes do go down, but only like 1. Nothing too major. As Wayne is going Ling Hydra. You do love to see it. And it is a bit of a rarity. But in current meta, in the new patch, like, the Hydras have been buffed. They are cheaper, or it's cheaper to get into them. And Ling Hydra does fare very well against Stalkers. Nice bait on that stasis trap. Another stasis is thrown down. Lings are pushing on 4. They're going to be able to break through at least some of these rocks. And once again, nice, decent baits here out of Wayne. A couple of things do get caught out, but for the most part, the Hydras, they can push on forward. Behind this, MaxPax is working on some splash damage. Colossi are on the way, but they're not out yet. Until the Colossus come out, these Hydras, they are king. And they're going to be able to push up into that 3rd. Another stasis trap. Oh, these are expensive losses. A lot of Hydras are going down. MaxPax is holding. Lings are coming in to reinforce, but MaxPax has bought enough time for the Colossi. And now Wayne has to back up. He has to tech up even further. We do not have an infestation, but we don't have a lurker den. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Colossus, they swipe away, and now Wayne throws down the pit and the lurker den as well. These are things that he needed earlier. Wayne just was not expecting those Colossus so soon. I say so soon. I mean, he just wasn't expecting them, period. And yeah, this is a late tech transition from our Zerg player, which does give MaxPax some momentum. It does mean that he can push out a little bit earlier if he wants and try to be assertive on the map. Speaking of, is going to be denying some of this creep. Colossi are here. Again, ensuring that MaxPax doesn't get surrounded. Yeah, now we feel confident enough to just push far in. Creep is falling. We don't want to push up this ramp. The concave is real. Despite having Colossus, we still have to respect the Hydras, but we're up to 4 Colossus at this point. Behind this, we can work towards Storm or Disruptors. Another base does go down. The hatchery is going to fall. Lurkers are finally in position. We are forced to recall as Wayne is going for a massive counterattack. Wayne knows he cannot engage with Colossus army, so he goes for a big counterattack, but we recall back home. The Colossus are here. GG gets called, and MaxPax will take game number 1. GG. Again, it just took too long for Wayne to tech up. Ling Hydra does have a timer. As we saw, it does have an expiration date, and that is once the Colossus arrive. Or it isn't just Colossus, but once splash damage arrives. That's when you already need to be working towards the next step, which is not just Lurkers, but also Vipers. So Hive Tech, basically. And that is something that had slipped Wayne's mind. It had either slipped his mind, or he, again, wasn't intending for the game to go on that long, was hoping to end the game earlier. Hoping to end the game a little bit earlier instead, and yeah, MaxPax was able to hold on long enough to pull that off, and yeah, with that, we now find ourselves with MaxPax at a 1-0 lead. Is going to be up 1-0, and now we're getting into game number 2. Can Wayne bring it back? Can he bring it back here on Oceanborn? I just said it, but the map is going to be Oceanborn. Again, I appreciate that we have the new map pool. Also, for those wondering, for those that are tuning in, the patch is now live. The patch is live on Europe. We're actually on the European server, and we can play. We can cast. All is good. And here we go. We're getting into this, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Danish Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming. Up 1-0 in this best of 3 semifinals, it is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. And again, that last game is the big reason as to why Ling Hydra isn't as popular. Like, there is a kind of hard cutoff when Ling Hydra loses its effectiveness, and it is something that you have to be wary of. You have to be very wary of that splash damage to be able to transition out and be able to keep up with the Protoss. Otherwise, game 1 happens. Otherwise, the Colossus show up and they just bully their way through. They just, yeah, mow their way through the Lings, the Hydras, the Banelings, anything light. Anything light. And yeah, that was a solid game out of MaxPax. There were moments for Wayne, like that big Ling run by, right, where he had annihilated a mineral line. That was a good moment for him, but really that was just evening up the damage that he himself had sustained. If you remember, he killed, I want to say 15 probes, but he had also lost 12 drones throughout the course of that game. So again, it was just evening things up. In the end, and MaxPax came out on top. But now, we're on Oceanborn. We're on the Born of the Ocean. Gonna be going for a standard opener. Just gonna be going for a gate cyber expand. Sorry, a gate expand into a cyber core. Likewise, a hatch gas pool opener from Wayne as well. So standard stuff, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. Just a faster Nexus here from MaxPax, so a little bit greedier. Outside of that, is getting into his first Adept. So we're working towards this first adept. We have a Stargate on the way for, I imagine, Oracle play. And yeah, MaxPax just getting into his game. Get into the game we know and love. Now, the defense here is going to be a little bit awkward for Wayne, but I'm sure at this point he's used to it. Obviously, these new maps make things a little bit more awkward, just because of the distance between that third and the main. But overall, the queens are getting in position, the lings should be in position as well, and Wayne shouldn't be losing anything to this first adept, as it is parking itself in between the bases. Oh, two adepts do shade in, they can one-shot workers, one drone goes down. Ugh. One drone, the lings are taking a lot of hits as well. Good target firing out of MaxPax, taking down every single ling. Very nicely done. No overkill, no over damage. As ling speed kicks in, and finally these adepts are going to be hunted down. I spoke too soon! Only one adept will fall. Oracle does waste his energy on lings, but that's only the first Oracle. We have another on the way. Third base is being taken. There is that second Oracle. And so at least Wayne hasn't lost any workers. I mean, he lost one drone earlier, but only one. He hasn't lost anything else to these Oracles yet. He's able to maintain his economy. Spores are on the way in his natural and his main. He's got 2 queens in said main. 3 queens here at the third. He's in position to defend. As MaxPax is shading him, but his adept a little bit too low is going to go down instantly to the queens. A bit of an overextension from MaxPax behind this. We're transitioning into a Forge and +1. Sorry, Forge and a Twilight Council. This will be 4+1 and Blink. Oracles dive into the main. They get a couple of worker kills. Up. Up. Good target firing so far. Wayne getting in position. He wants it. He wants that Oracle. Up. He wants it. Alas, not within range. God, that's a lot of dead space behind that. Behind that third. My God. The Oracles do make it out. But at least, again, Wayne hasn't lost too much. Only 5 workers. This is still acceptable amount of losses. Acceptable amount of losses. As MaxPax is working on that next step, going for a bit of a gateway explosion alongside these upgrades. 6 gates in total. Third base is getting saturated. The Oracles do go for a bit of a drive-by, but again, one of them does get taken out by these queens. Good at target firing. But this entire time, Wayne has been stuck at home. He's been stuck at home keeping up with all the harassment of adepts and oracles. And as a result, MaxPax has been able to freely drone up or probe up his third base, get into a fourth as well. Now, this fourth is exposed. It is a more difficult base to hold on to than the linear fourth base here towards the left-hand side. But MaxPax, he's taking the chance. He's going to try to hold on as his stalkers move out. The lings can bypass them and head for this fourth base. We can try to force the cancel, and here we go. The lings have arrived. Oh, but they turn back around. Oh! Big stasis trap does get off, and we do recall back home. Only one stalker goes down. What's important is that this fourth base will stand strong. MaxPax doesn't get punished. He will hold on. Behind this, double robo. We're going for a robotic spay. Once again, Colossus production from MaxPax. Meanwhile, back at home, Wayne is working towards a more roach-heavy composition. So, again, in that previous game, we saw Ling Hydra, and I love Ling Hydra. Ling Hydra can do quite well against Stalkers, but as we saw, there's, like, you know, an expiration date to it. It doesn't have the most longevity out there. Roach Ling Bane, a little bit more so. There it is. The Bailing speed is on the way. +1 melee is done. +2 melee, I'm sure, on the horizon. And Wayne is just building up his forces. Unlike the previous game, Wayne, his economy has been looking very solid. Looking at the Lost tab again, only 7 drones went down. So Wayne is able to sustain himself and keep up here when it comes to his production. Meanwhile, his opponent, again, is on 4 bases, is on a better economy than Wayne, which is a terrifying thought. That isn't reflected in the supplies yet, but that's soon to be with these Colossus. Here we go. Wayne is getting ready for his push. Ling, a Bane, Roach. Wayne setting up for a full surround, and here we go. He's coming on in. Stasis Trap does go off with the Bailings. They manage to make their way towards that mineral line. They crash on in. They take down the shield battery, and they will take down the probes as well. There is no... Oh, good split from those workers. Colossus arrived, but a little bit too late to save the 4th. We needed these Colossus, what, 10 seconds sooner. As the Bailings, they make their way into the 3rd as well. Mineral line will go down. And Wayne is going to be able to shut down the economy here of MaxPax, take down the 3rd base and the 4th. Now, Wayne, he can't push in on top of these Colossus. He can't deal with the main army, but he doesn't have to. He does not have to, as he took down 34 probes. Wayne now taking an economic lead. He doesn't kill the 4th, though. That's a little bit worrisome. That MaxPax, he's still on a 3-base economy, still on 51 probes. And that Colossus count is getting higher and higher. 4 Colossus have hit the field. This is critical mass. This is the ideal army that we want to be getting towards. Obviously, MaxPax, the supply-wise isn't really there. Doesn't have as much to support these Colossus, and he's going to be stuck at home as a result. Here we go. Wayne doesn't want to allow MaxPax to get back into this game. He doesn't want to allow MaxPax to recover. As our Protoss is working towards that 3rd again. Throwing it back down. Wayne is about to max out on Ling, Bane, Roach. No Ravagers. Just Ling, Bane, Roach. And MaxPax has to pull off a miracle defense. You know, I don't know how he holds on to this 4th base, but he has to. There's 1 shield battery on the way. It's not done yet. Good swipes with these Colossus, but here we go. Wayne is committing. He's pushing on forward. It looks like he will get on top of one of the Colossus. The 1st will go down. Did cost a lot of Ling Bane. Meanwhile, Zalarambai gets caught out by these Lings. Good catch from Wayne. Behind this, behind this, Hive is on the way. Hive is in production for Wayne, working towards Vipers. Working towards even a greater Spire or Lurkers. You can see Wayne bypassing the main army, trying to hit the 3rd base, but MaxPax is in position. I'm a little bit concerned. I mentioned before that MaxPax had to pull off a miracle defense and hold on to his 4th, and he's doing it. Like, the 4th has been fully operational. The 3rd, getting back up and running. MaxPax is not that far behind economically. Oof. Big Stasis Trap goes off. These Stasis Traps, they've been the MVPs for MaxPax this game. They've been doing so much, buying so much time. Archons are morphing in. We have 3 Colossi here at the front lines. We have a 4th behind this. Bailings are rolling on forward. Another Stasis Trap goes off, creating a force field. But the Bailings, they crash on in. 1 Colossus goes down. A good juggling here from MaxPax with the mineral line. The Bailings find their way in at the same time. A big Zealot Archon counterattack as well. Getting into the natural base of Wayne. MaxPax may have lost the base, but he keeps every single Colossus alive, and he's also annihilating the mineral line here of Wayne. Uh-oh. Wayne is in some trouble. He will clean up these Zealots. He will clean up this Archon, but he lost 19 workers. Up. Archon is not recalled. And the Colossus count is standing strong. In that entire attack, oh my god, MaxPax, he held onto the Nexus and he only lost a single Colossi. But Wayne is remaxing. He wants to collapse on this army. He's going for the surround. And it looks like Wayne should clean this up. He gets one Colossus, gets a second. Wayne has done it. At the same time, we do have a Zealot run by, but it's not going to be enough. It shouldn't be enough. +2 is denied. The Zealots are saved. Wayne, economically, is not looking too hot. He's only on 55 workers. Getting a little bit concerned as the drop comes back into that natural base as well. Oof. More drones are going down. And MaxPax is still building 2 Colossi at a time. Now again, it's not just about the Colossi. Like, they still need support. On their own, they're not amazing. And Wayne is about to kick in with 3-3. Ultras are on the way, and this is going to be the way that Wayne can win this game. Without Immortals or Skytoss, Ultras, they're beefy boys. They are beefy units. Colossus do have a hard time dealing with them. So again, tech-wise, Wayne is still looking good. It isn't just about the Ultras, but he's got a Viper as well, gathering up energy. More Banelings on the way. Zealot Runby is being set up here by MaxPax. At the same time, Wayne has remaxed, looking to push into this 4th again. And even if he doesn't kill the army, he can kill the Nexus. Look at how low this Nexus is. There's no way it survives. Zealot Runby comes in. Gonna take down a hatchery. Big storm! Oh my god! Massive storms on the Lingbane. Oh. Wayne taking a rough trade. Again, this observer sees everything. MaxPax gonna be repositioning. Can MaxPax somehow survive? Like, MaxPax, he's been on the back foot for the past like 8 minutes. For like half of this game. It has been very impressive to see MaxPax survive this long already. But can MaxPax expand? Can he take another base? Can he split up his army and defend? Oh god, no! As probes are going down, this base is exposed. MaxPax, he cannot defend both locations at once. He's trying. Archons are pulled away, and this is the green light here for Wayne. Here we go. He is maxed. He is up in supply. Lingbane rolling on forward. Ooh, the Viper gets targeted down. And here come the storms. Ultra comes in from behind. It looks like we only had a single storm available. High Templar goes down. But the kiting here from MaxPax, he will still lose the base though. 32 workers, that's what matters. Wayne keeping the economy low. Not allowing MaxPax to max out. And Wayne, he's still in the driver's seat. Again, this entire time, he hasn't been able to kill MaxPax, but he just keeps crippling him over and over again. Going for the knees, going for the legs. And eventually, MaxPax will topple over. Oh, we don't have enough for Storm. We have 4 High Templar, but 0 Storms. The Colossus are doing what they can. Banelings are rolling on forward as well. The Archons, one after another, they do crumble. Storms are finally here, but it's too late. Literally only Colossus survive, and Wayne has finally broken this 4th base. The Nexus goes down. MaxPax is on a 1 base economy. He's on a 3 mineral patch economy. And MaxPax is all in. GG gets called. Wayne ties up the series 1-1. GG. Wayne did take down MaxPax, but MaxPax refused. He did not go down without a fight. He was clawing his way back in, just doing everything he could to just stay in it, and it was impressive. It was impressive. I didn't quite see a win condition for MaxPax just because Wayne was doing a good job at crippling the economy. It was one of those things where, again, Wayne, he could never fight the army head on. He would never kill MaxPax's main army, but he was constantly killing the third or killing the fourth. You know, denying bases, killing workers, making sure that MaxPax never maxed out. I think MaxPax at most got to 140 supply, 150 supply. Because the reality is that if MaxPax ever were to max out, then Wayne would probably lose. You could see how difficult it was for Wayne to get the kill in the end. So, yeah, that was a pretty intense game. A very intense game. Here we go. We're getting into game numero dos. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the Danish Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. One game away from taking it all, but forced into the ace match. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is Wayne. Here we go, Wayne. Able to force the ace match again. I do think that Wayne has been overlooked for quite some time, but he is one of the best Zerg players in Europe. He is up there. I do think that Wayne is pretty comparable with someone like Lambo, for example. Obviously, there's a skill gap between, like, say, Raynor, Serral, and a Laser. But Wayne, he's still up there nonetheless. Still has a lot of potential as a player, and taking a game off of MaxPax is not an easy feat. So very well done by our Zerg. But can he keep it going? Can he keep the ball rolling? As we're in the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends here. Obviously, what I will say is, even though that I do compare like skill level, like Wayne and Lambo, for example, they're very different players. Lambo is very like slow, methodical. He puts a lot of theory and thought into his builds. Wayne is a lot more chaotic. He's a lot more aggressive as well. As we saw in the previous ZVZ between Wayne and Dark, he's more than willing to all in game after game. He's willing to take chances. He's willing to take risks. He even went Ling Hydra, for example, in game 1 versus MaxPax. Here we go. How will things end on Golden Aura? I can talk about the map a little bit as well. Golden Aura, we've been speaking about this at length, about how defensible this map can be. MaxPax, he is one that is willing to go into Skytoss if he sees an opportunity, so I'm concerned. I am concerned, as we do have a Stargate opener. We could still see some standard play, but Skytoss is a possibility here for MaxPax. Outside of that, I believe this is the map with one of the shortest rush distances by ground. It's a very short rush distance here on Golden Aura. And here we go. The Adept is shading in. Does commit, but is just going to be going for a bit of a walk through the bases. Bit of a waddle by. Likewise, Wayne got a scout of the natural, but he didn't get into the main base. He did not see the tech. Not fully aware of what his opponent is up to. We do have an Oracle opener here from MaxPax. Wayne, meanwhile, droning up his bases. Just getting his 3 bases up and running as MaxPax once again dips in, but doesn't get a drone. Meanwhile, looks like Wayne wants to try to deny the 3rd base of his opponent, so the Lings, they get here just in time, up, and they will get on top of that probe. Meanwhile, as soon as the probe goes down, Wayne, he's racing back home. He knows that these 2 Adepts are out on the map, that he knows that they're active, and he needs to get here in time, and he will get here in time. Again, short rush distance by ground. Doesn't take too long for the Lings to go back and forth between the 3rd and his own 3rd base as well. No, he misses them. Wayne does miss the Adepts, and they will shade in. Meanwhile, Wayne, will he try to deny that third base? No, he has to deal with these adepts instead. He does turn around. One will fall, the other runs into the Lings, and the adepts do get cleaned up. Very nice positioning here from Wayne. Making use of his active Lings. Now, he won't be able to punish his third base, but he already delayed it. He already delayed the base once. Behind this, we're getting into a third Oracle. It's going to be a Forge and a Twilight Council. It's going to be +1 on Blink. So MaxPax is going for a standard follow-up, thankfully. We're not turtling. We are going for a more active style instead. Additional gases have been taken. And Wayne is now working his fourth after he's gotten his third base saturated. And, oh, my mistake. I thought it was going to be +1 and Blink, but no, it's going to be +1 and Charge instead. Charge is on the way. Oracles are looking for more damage. They shark in between these bases, but the Queens are in position. 1, 2 drones go down. Wayne does minimize his losses. Oh, as I say that, the drive-by gets even more workers. So really good of MaxPax to be able to pick off a couple more units here and there. 4 drones in total. Oh, those are the only 4 drones this game. Oh, impressive. Very impressive by Wayne. To keep his workers alive. And here we go, MaxPax getting ready for his own move out. Now, you may be wondering there isn't much to this army, and that is true, but 3 Oracles are more than enough to support this and defend it against a Ling surround. So MaxPax is safe to move out. He takes down an Overlord. He's already here across the map. He'll be denying some of this creep. He could even deny base. Ooh, a lot of tumors are going down. And again, MaxPax, he just dips in and dips out. He's not looking to push onto creep. He's not looking to get economic damage. He's just vying for map control on the edge of creep. Ooh, and MaxPax, sorry, Wayne, he takes all 6 gases and he's going for Spire. Mutas, papi. Mutas are on the way. Meanwhile, the Masslings, they get a surround on these Stalkers. MaxPax overextending. Loses 1 Stalker before Wayne backs off. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting moment. MaxPax is pushing. He has a Warp Prism, he has Charge, he has Archons. He is now going for his first push here at the 7-minute mark. The Spire is about to finish, and Wayne has been banking resources. I worry that because Wayne has been waiting for the Spire, and he will get an Archon, good pickoff, but because he's been waiting for these mutas, he may die to this push. Like, these mutas, they will not help in a head-to-head fight. And we need Roaches, we need Banelings. Pure Ling against this army, it's going to be a tough hold. Here we go, MaxPax, he pushes on 40, collapses on top of this space. We pull the workers away. We evacuate the mineral line, and this hatchery will go down. At the same time, the drop into the main was deflected. Lings are coming in. Yeah, but we cannot save this hatchery. Stasis trap is triggered. And with these Archons, with these Zealots, MaxPax is getting a lot done. Lings, they try to go for a surround, and they will be able to surround the army. The mutas come in. And Wayne, can he barely clean this up? Oh, he barely cannot. The Archon stands strong. And it looks like it's too much. We have reinforcements hitting that third base. MaxPax, he is broken into the natural. A lot of Overlords going down. We attempt to magic box on these Archons. And even though Wayne is going to survive, he has lost so many workers. Again, it was a gamble to go for these mutas, and I was fearful that because he was going into mutas that he would be vulnerable to an attack, and he was. There was a window, there was a timing that MaxPax could hit, and now Wayne is all in. Wayne is 100% all in. He has to end the game with this army. Catches some Zealots. Oh, Phoenixes have arrived. Archons are finishing. Again, Wayne went for a big gamble going for mutas. Did not pay off. behind this. Again, MaxPax just getting into Blink Stalkers, Archons, Phoenixes. And GG gets called. MaxPax is up to 81 workers. The economy is just out of control, and MaxPax will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to MaxPax for making it through. My condolences to Wayne. He had a strong series, even this game, even game 3. Like, he had a really good start. He was able to shut down, he was able to minimize losses against the Oracles. He shut down the Adepts. He canceled the third base. Wayne was doing well. Where Wayne faltered was his tech choice. You know, it was more of a strategic loss for Wayne, where he was banking up for the Spire. He was keeping it hidden. Yes, he was keeping it hidden, and he was able to get into his Mutas, but defensively, Mutas are less than ideal. Mutas are not a good defensive unit. In a head-to-head fight, they crumble before the might of Archons and Stalkers. And we saw MaxPax was able to hit that window, hit that timing where he attacked just as Wayne was at his most vulnerable, where he only had Lings to defend. And against Charged Archon, Lings are not enough. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to MaxPax as he moves on to the grand finals, and he has an opponent ready and waiting. My oh my, exclamation mark. Be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves.